Welcome back to Uncle Rico's Shit Show. It's Tuesday, super hungover. Yesterday sucked. My fantasy football team took a bad loss. Hockey team got destroyed, and I got stood up again. So about the only good thing to come out of that Seeking Arrangements website was I think I somehow found the one girl that wasn't a prostitute. Needle in a haystack. We went out to dinner a week ago, or like 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, maybe. But I took her to this, one of my favorite spots by her where she lives, and she was asking me, I was really excited about this girl. She's asking me what she should wear, and I said super casual, it's a very chill place. I said personal note, I'm not a big fan of the glam look. I think it's sexy. I think women are most sexy in sweats and no makeup. And she responds with, normally this is a touchy subject. I've had girls just completely lose their shit on me. Don't tell me how I should look or dress and da da da. So I'm like, okay, that's over. Which I don't understand. It's the same thing as a girl being like, hey, I don't like when dudes wear hats. I saw your profile pic. You wear a lot of hats. I'm not a big fan of hats. But I said, yeah, dress casual. She responds with, cool. I'm coming in looking like Adam Sandler. And I fucking laughed my ass off. I clicked through all of these pictures of Adam Sandler with big fucking shorts and huge oversized t-shirts. I was laughing on the way there too. But she shows up. She's cute. She looks like her pictures. She doesn't have a mask of makeup on. She doesn't have those big fucking freaky eyelashes on. She puts her phone down. She talks to me. She makes eye contact. I take her to this place that has an amazing musical selection. And she's singing along to Hall and Oates and fucking Tupac, she's got this great musical taste, just like me. I gave her a ride after dinner, and we went to a bar afterwards. So she was listening to my music that I was playing in my truck. She's like, "Oh shit, you got great tunes on here." We were clicking, I thought. The Bills were playing. She's a huge Bills fan. So we had dinner. It was very nice. We went to the bar. I thought that was fun. I dropped her off. I could see things that I thought others might, slight little tiny things that I normally find with girls that for me are deal breakers. I'm like, oh my god, I wouldn't be able to put up with this. For me, when I go on a date, I'm like, all right, can I spend time with this person? And right away, if they're annoying or rude or inconsiderate, I'm like, okay, I'm out. I've ended dates prematurely. Okay, I'm good. What? Ready for dinner? No, I'm good. You've been on your phone the whole time. I'll pay the tab, but let's part our ways. But with her, it was, I haven't been on a really good, fun date like that. I don't think ever where I left. Oh no, Corey was like that too. We had a really great first date. But this one, I dropped her off after drinking. She gave me a smooch on the lips. It was just real quick. Super excited to see her. I asked her out the next day, which I probably shouldn't have. I had a hockey game. We went out Sunday, and I had a hockey game. I guess it has been a week. So I had a hockey game the next day. I said, hey, if you want to, come check out this hockey game. My buddy's wife always goes. She loves karaoke. This girl that I went out with loves karaoke. So I was like, yeah, my buddy's friend loves karaoke. You guys can talk music and stuff. And she goes, okay, cool, yeah, that sounds fun. Hit me up when we get closer to game time. And it's a late night league, so I hit her up at like 5. The game is late, like 10 or 11. So I hit her up at like 5 or 6 and didn't get a response. So I'm like, okay, I went to the game. She texted back the next day. We've been texting all week, and then we get to the weekend. I'm like, hey, when can I see you next? And she's like, well, I'm busy tonight. I'm going to dinner with a friend tomorrow, and then I have a cousin's birthday on Sunday. And I'm like, okay, well, um, when are you free? And she said, Monday's football. And I said, cool, you want to watch the game together? She goes, yeah. I go, well, I got the hockey game afterwards. You want to go to the hockey game? She goes, yeah, I'd love that. So we hash out plans. I'm going to pick her up at like, the game starts at 4. I'm going to pick her up at like 3:30. She's going to come over, meet my dogs. We're going to watch the first half of the football game at my house. Eat wings or something very chill, we talked about. And then going to the bar to meet my friends, hang out for a bit. We got a bunch of birthdays with my hockey team. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 birthdays. So I figure I would get everybody together, to watch a little football before the hockey game. That starts falling apart. So I'm like, okay, whatever, as long as I'm, with this girl hanging out. We touched base the night before. I'm like, hey, we're still on for tomorrow, right? She goes, yeah, I'm excited. I go, I am too. I bought her a Bills jersey, which my buddies' wives, my girlfriends said I shouldn't have done. I don't know. She doesn't have a Bills jersey. She's a huge Bills fan. You need a jersey. So I bought this jersey, and then because girls are weird about outfits and stuff, I told her about it so she could wear, something, or, see if it fits. She's a tiny girl. I ordered a small. It shouldn't have been a problem. But she was like, "Oh my God, that's so awesome!" Blah, blah. And this was days ago. I told her about it. It wasn't like I sprung it on her or anything like that. So day of, yesterday morning, I hit her up. I said, hey, morning. Didn't get a response for a while. So at about 11 o'clock, I sent her a voice message. I was like, wake up, sleepyhead. It's fucking game day. Didn't get a response until like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, which is right around when I'm supposed to pick her up. And she's like, hey, pick me up at 4:45. No, it was earlier. She texted me at like 1, I think. She was like, pick me up at 4:45. And I was taking a nap. So I get up, see that she's like 4:45. So I was going to be like, do you want to come to my house or go directly to the bar or what? And then before I could even send that text, she texts me, hey, my tummy hurts. She says, sorry, my tummy hurts. I ate too many Hot Cheetos. So I'm like, all right, feel better. Da, da. Go to the game. I get blown out. We lose 10-0. So afterwards, I do 10 shots of Bullet Rye, one for every goal I allowed. Managed to not text her, which was good. Slept on it today. Like, fuck this, man. I don't want to, she doesn't want to hang out with me or spend time with me. Oh, before leading up to the hockey game, like, all her plans got canceled this weekend. And she still didn't reach out and want to hang out. So I'm like, all right, I really like her. Her feelings about me are probably lukewarm. So, texted her this morning. I'm like, hey, this obviously isn't working out. I want to be with somebody who wants to be with me. So, back to the drawing board, but just fucking defeated, man. Smitten for a week. I haven't felt like this in a while. And then I was so pissed that I was like, I went back to last night. I went back to the girls that I cut things off with because I was chatting to with other chicks, and I can't, if I'm dating or talking with somebody, I can't be like talking with somebody else. I think it's weird. If you're interested in somebody, I don't want to give my interest to somebody else. So I told a couple of girls, I was like, hey, I've actually met somebody. I'm really excited. I'm going to see how this goes. Thank you. I'm sorry for wasting your time. A lot of the girls lashed out at me then. Personal insults. I also forgot that when I canceled my account, I put my podcast on there. So I was like, before I knew everybody were hookers, I was like, hey, I'm canceling my account. Get at me at Uncle Rico Storytime. So, and a couple of girls I gave my number to. So I'm getting texts like, hey, hey, this is so and so from SA. Just to let you know, I am a hooker and I'm way out of your league. Shit like that. Like fucking crazy bitches. You bitches are crazy. You bitches are crazy. I'm helping my little out. Oh, I probably shouldn't say this. That's a story that I can paint around the edges. So I have a volunteer little, who's not so little anymore. He's grown up, but we still talk. I tell him, hey man, he doesn't have a father figure in his life. So I say, hey man, you ever need to talk about shit, I'm still here for you. So he's got razor burn. We've been talking about, ways to shave and stuff like that. It was really cute. When I first started hanging out with him, he would go into my bathroom and he'd be in there for a while. And I'm trying to teach him like one time when I busted his balls, he got really hurt. And I tried to tell him like, hey, this is what guys do. Like if you play sports, your teammates and your friends are gonna bust your balls. They're gonna make fun of you. It's not mean. It's not malicious. It's just it's what guys do. So I'm kind of trying to teach this thing, and every once in a while I'd be like, watch out, you damn ugly son of a bitch, and elbowing him, like make sure he knows that I'm kidding. But when he goes to the bathroom, he hangs out in there forever. And so he comes out one time after being in there for like 30 minutes. And I go, hey, did you light a match at least? And he goes, what? And I go, did you light a match at least? Or spray some air freshener for God's sakes? And he doesn't say anything, So then next time we're hanging out, he goes and he's in the bathroom again. He's in there forever. And so I go over and I listen, and I hear he turns the water on, and then I hear him doing other things. I hear my razor turn on. So I realize that he's in there looking through my shit, my guy shit. He doesn't see guy shit. He lives with a bunch of women. Lives with his aunt and his niece. So he comes out and I go, dude, if you have any questions about anything, you can tell me. You can just ask me, man. Are you curious about shaving? And he goes, yeah, kind of. I go, you want to watch me shave? He goes, yeah, kind of. I go, come on in, man. I'll shave. So, but he's asking me about this razor burn, so I'm helping him out, telling him kind of tricks that I use. Because I would break out real bad. I can't close shave. I've always had problems with it. So we start talking about something else. Like I said, I try to get him outside of his comfort zone. I was like, hey, while we're on it, if you get ball rash, use white deodorant. Takes away any rash that you get from rubbing. And he's like, no, I'm good down there. And I was like, it's unrelated. Like, I know we were talking about shaving, but don't shave your balls. And he's like, why not? And I go, do not ever shave your balls, bro. Don't. You can trim them, but don't shave them. And he goes, well, why not? And I go, you can get a nick on your cheek. I have no problem nicking my cheek, but I don't want to nick my balls. Dude, they're your most precious asset. You should take care of them. They're your family jewels. And I said, if you cut it, it bleeds, and it bleeds forever. Not forever, but it bleeds a long time. And I go, it's going to itch like a son of a bitch. And if you do get razor rash down there, it's going to look like an STD. So don't. I go, just if you're going to do anything down there, trim it. And trimming does make it look bigger, by the way. So he's like, oh, really? So we start talking. The whole point of the thing was, he goes, well, I do want to talk to you about something embarrassing. And it turns out that he's dating this girl, and she's into, some, it's actually normal stuff, but for him it's kind of, the S&M, the choking, and, pinning down and holding and stuff. And I'm like, man, talk to her, just let her know that you're a little uncomfortable, but, blah, blah, blah. I said, unfortunately, most women are into that, though. I had a huge problem with that. My last ex was into that, and it took me a good year to be able to finally get comfortable doing in bed what she wanted me to do, and it still wasn't a thing for me. And I told him, I go, we're protectors. We want to protect our women, worship them like goddesses, make them feel good, not give them pain. I go, it's something I've never gotten into. You probably won't get into it, but for some reason, these women watch CSI all day long about raping and abductions and murders, and I don't know what the hell it is. Pretty much every woman that I meet or talk to nowadays is like, you can choke me. um, so I told him, I'm like, it's out there. It's prevalent for some reason. Chicks are weird. When I first ran into this, I was younger, and ran into an extreme version of it. I was working at this Italian place in my hometown. Side note, the owner of it was prevalent in the whole mess of why I left last time and don't speak to my sister anymore, that whole thing. I don't know what episode that is. Have I covered that yet? Oh shit, I don't think I've covered that yet. That might be my next one. Spilling the beans! Uncle Rico spills the beans. Yeah, so the owner of this restaurant that I worked at when I was younger ended up marrying this girl that I had a relationship with. It's a mess, but crazy small world. So, but I was working there as a prep cook. I was bartending, needed some extra cash, so I was working early morning prep cook shifts, and didn't have that much interaction with the front of the house. Uh, there was one hostess who looked like Lisa Loeb. She had the little glasses and I'm like, I'm a cute little librarian, look. Oh, look at me, I'm a little pixie. And we hook up one night, and we're in my apartment and hammered drunk. And she says to me, she slaps me, boom! And I'm like, what the fuck? And she goes, just to let you know, you're gonna have to work for everything you get tonight, or something like that. And I'm like, what? And she takes my hand and puts it over her throat. And I go right away, I'm like, oh, I'm like, I'm not into this at all. And she got very demonstrative about what she wanted me to do to her. And all I could keep thinking was like, if this chick goes to the cops in the morning, I'm gonna be arrested for rape. Like she started talking about what she wanted me to do to her, and I was like, I don't want to have any part of this. So at one point when we're like making out, she starts struggling again, and I go, and she's hitting me like, bam, bam, wake up, you fucker. I just pretend to pass out. I'm like, dude, I'm out. White flag and this shit. No thanks. Yeah, so my little is dealing with this now. I'm like, good luck, man. It's out there. But, yeah, so had this girl stand me up. I was obviously not in the right frame of mind. Goaltending is so mental. It's unbelievably mental. And you really need to be in the right frame of mind. My really bad games, my blow up games, I watched a homeless dude die for about 5 minutes before he came out. Thankfully, to those Narcan pens or whatever they're called. Took a couple of pen shots in the chest and then finally came up. But the dude was dead for like 5 minutes. And I think I gave up like 11 goals that night. Found out that my sister had to put down our dog right before a game. I think I gave up like 9 goals that game. Found out my buddy was playing against me, who's really good. First tournament game, got shellacked, gave up 11 goals there. And then this last one, it's been a while, but because I realized, like, mental, I need to be in the right frame of mind. I had a tribute game for Greg that I was really messed up with and didn't play that well, but I got some lucky breaks. I feel like Greg was there helping me out. But I think I gave up like 4 or 5 goals that time, but I didn't play well. And so this one, all discombobulated from getting stood up. Greg's girlfriend, I sent her an invite, so she shows up early, and we're kind of talking. That was a little frustrating. She was kind of, as soon as I started telling her the story about the girl getting stood up, she kind of got fired up on me. As soon as I said the thing about, the glam, she's like, no, you can't do that. She's like, you can't tell a woman that they can't dress up. So I said, all right, well, what are your preferences? And she goes, well, I'd like, what do you mean? I said, what are your deal breakers? She said, I need you to have all your teeth, and I need you to be, clean. And I go, well, if you're dating a farmer who always comes over dirty, it's not out of line for you to be like, hey, babe, can you shower before you come over? I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I don't do it rude, I don't say wear all the fucking clown makeup and fucking alien claws and monster fucking eyelashes. I just say, don't feel like you need to get all glammed up. I'm just trying to give you a carrot, because if you show up looking like Brandon Lee from The Crow and I have all this shit on, I'm out. And I don't want to fucking waste my money on a $250 dinner when you show up with a mask of makeup on, freaky claws that make me think I don't want your hand anywhere near my junk with those Freddy Krueger claws. Or a swine ring. Show up with a swine ring and see how quick that date fucking lasts. I don't get it, man. It's like it's turned into an obsession for women. Like these makeup tutorials and stuff like this. This is all unhealthy shit. Obsessed with image. They call it fashion, but when every single thought in your head revolves around what you look like or how you are going to look while doing something, you have a problem. How do you become gay? Asking for a friend. If I start watching musicals and dressing better, obviously this is not going to cut it. Washed my ear pods, sitting in bed, watching YouTube clip, and I have my shit in my dryer, and my phone starts attaching to my ear pods. So I'm like, what the fuck? My ear pods are out in my truck. And then the next day I go out in my truck and my ear pods aren't in there. And I have backup ear pods because my technology issues are so screwed up that when I was folding my clothes, I just bust out my backup ear pods, and then I'm folding my clothes, and I'm like, oh, there they are. So those were ruined. Those are ruined now. The only good thing, though, is I discovered Shorzy. Where have you been my whole life? It's hilarious. It's about hockey. It's the greatest show on TV ever. I watched the first two episodes. I was dog tired. Watched the first two episodes like that. I was like, holy shit, I gotta get to sleep. Watched the first season the next day. But yeah, it's awesome. It's got realistic hockey. It's funny as shit. There's hot chicks in it. There's like two sisters, like assistants to the owner. The owner's hot, probably hot to some, not my type, but there's two like Eskimo or maybe native girls. One's super hot, but she likes to coach. Sanguinette, you fucker. But yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know where you find it on streaming, but the Superbox gets it for me, which is awesome. Um, I went to a really fucked up party where guys were doing coke and playing chess, and it didn't make sense to me at all. Because if I'm coked up, the last thing I want to do is play chess. But then I was talking to my little brother, and he was like, dude, you would rule at chess because you'd be like 37 moves in front of the other player. And I'm like, oh my god, that is true. Because when you get coked up, I think you're more in your head than anything. And if you had something to fixate on, I was like, oh my god, that would be great. And I was talking to my little brother. I said, what happens if the other guy's on coke then? The other guy's 37 moves ahead also. Fucking draw again. We always draw. So, but yeah, not a good Monday. Thinking about going gay. If anybody has any tips for that or how I go about doing that, I would certainly appreciate it. Okay, see ya. Bye.